Peace, y'all. Welcome to another African tarot story. Today, we're going to be talking about the tree of life. I know this card is so bruised. Poor thing. I've had these things for years. But if you don't want to wait for me to upload these videos, you can always purchase my notes through PayPal or through my Etsy shop. The information will be in the comment section below. Definitely a good tool to use if you're into reading and you just want to see the notes for yourself and you want to know where I got my resources, right? Okay. So, one second, let me reply to this real quick. All right. So, let's get into it. Kamangundu emerges from Omumborombomga. All right, the tree of life. So, Najambi Karangu, or Karanga, Mukuru, is the heavenly God. He lives in heaven, yet is omnipresent. His most striking characteristic is kindness. Human life is created by and dependent on him, and all blessings ultimately come from him. He who dies a natural death is carried away by Najambi, and his essence is kindness. People do not fear but venerate him, as his blessings are the gifts of his kindness, without any moral claims. The belief is Najambi has no moral strength. He stays in the clouds because when the clouds rise, his voice is clearly heard. So this is the name that they give God, or the omnipresent source that creates life, right? The first people originated from a mythic tree. Ooh. The first people originated from a mythic tree, an Omumborombomga tree, growing between the Covels and Ovambolan. Mukuru, the old one, with his wife Komungaronga, and his cattle are descended from this tree. But everything else in the world has a different origin. The Ovambu migrated southward from the upper reaches of the Zambezi and at the same time as the Herero. On reaching the present Ovambolan, the Herero continued in a westerly direction, moving toward and through the Kokoveld, southward in search of suitable pastures for their large herds of cattle, while the Uvambu being an agricultural people, decided to remain. They, in common with the Herero, are descended from the Nagombe Ye Mangundu. Wow. Negombe came from the east with his brother Katu. At the great Omumboronga tree in the Ondonga area, the two brothers separated, Katu leading the Herero onward in search of pastures for their herds, while Negombe with his followers settled on the fertile plains of the present Ovambo territory. Negombe and Katu are the sons of Megondu. It is not known whether Mengondu was their father or mother. The center for religious worship was a place where a weak fire glimmered and was blown up into a blaze only on the festive occasions. This fireplace was separated from its surroundings by means of stones or a thorn edge. In close proximity, a branch. Wow, okay, here we go back to the tree. In close proximity, a branch of the Omumborombomga tree lies as a permanent representative of the ancestors. The holy fire is a gift from Mukuru. Out of the Omumborombomga tree came forth in the beginning a man and a woman. The woman was called Kamangundu, and from her sprang the Herero, Ovambo, Teswana, and Nama. I'm guessing that these are tribes, because when I was looking through the swords, one of the cards in the history of the swords, we talked about the Teswana as well. The Berg Damara originated in the following manner. A discontented Herero girl ran away into the fields, and there fell on a flat rock upon which the Berg Damara and the bamboos who lived in the mountains on edible bulbs were born. The oxen also came out of the Omumborombomga tree, while the sheep and goats sprang from the flat rock in the Kauko. When the children of Kamangundu came out of the tree, the people killed an ox. A woman came and took the liver for her children. From these came the black people. Another woman took the lungs and blood for herself and her children. From these came the red people. By the slaughtered ox, the people began to quarrel as to who should have the skin, which the Herero considered themselves to be the first among the nations seized upon them. Now began the enmity and separation of the people. So basically, they're fighting over this. They're fighting over this ox, which came out of the tree, out of the Omumborombomga tree. Okay. So, because of this separation, right? So first, the Herero beat and drove away the Ovambo, who went to the north. Afterward, they returned and made peace with them. The Tswana went to the east, where they remained for a long time. Subsequently, they returned and robbed the Herero, but were finally repulsed by them. You can also see the holy fire of Koronga to get more information, but this is in the Dictionary of African Mythology book. So this is another creation story. There's a ton of creation stories within these cards of different gods and how life was created on earth, how the ties from heaven and earth were severed and such. But in this particular story, it's from this tree. Absolutely beautiful. How cool is that? And all these tribes basically came from this tree. Really, really dope. So let me just go ahead and talk about the name of this card again. Yes, this card means beginning, a starting point, bud, creation, enterprise, initiative. I love thinking of initiative when I think of the wands, okay? So that is Omumborombomga. The Omumborombomga, the tree of life. All right. And again, it comes from which part of Africa do we have here? We have the Nambia tribe. Okay. Or the Nambia. Okay. So if you didn't know, now you know.